Welcome to Late Night Gaming. My name is Rachel, and today we will be continuing Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. In our last episode, we did stuff. Yep. I don't remember what we did. What did we do? Fuck, I don't remember. We did a lot of stuff. Okay, let me tell you what. The investigation that we're about to do, I've already done it. I made a mistake and I forgot to turn up my game audio in OBS because I was doing like game audio sync up. And I always do it before I open the game because the background music is so fucking loud that it's hard for me to like see stuff in the sound bars and stuff, or where my claps sync up. So I just turned off the game audio in OBS and I forgot to turn it on. So when I recorded the investigation and stuff, I, to my horror, realized after I got done freaking recording it, going, oh my gosh, there's no game audio. So then I found out that I didn't save for that entire time. So the previous episode, like the beginning of that episode, that was my last save. So I did all that, and then I did the investigation for this chapter, and I was about to do the trial, and I stopped right before the trial. Did not save that entire time, so I'm like clicking. And also doing auto when I was doing other things. It was a mess. I also ate dinner, so if I'm kind of burpy, it's not my fault. Alright, so we found this monitor room. We got the key to the data center off of a dead body that was found in the garden area. And now we're just gonna look around. Here's a surveillance camera. He doesn't say anything. There's really a ridiculous number of monitors here. And the mastermind's been using them all to spy on us. See, I have auto turned on. As long as I have this... Huh? Look at Master go. It's like a feast for the eyes. How much is a monthly membership? Alright, batshit crazy lady. This store's kind of creepy. It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. What could be inside? Probably a bunch of other Monokumas. No luck. The door's locked, huh? What if you use that key that opened this room? Let's give it a try just in case. Rattle, rattle, thunderclap, boom, boom, boom. Too bad the key doesn't work. Nope, no good. It won't even fit into the keyhole. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't going to do me any good. Hina's right. The mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. There's a bunch of computers all lined up. They look like high-performance PCs, nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego was installed on. They're all on, but they seem to be locked. So what? We can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in.
Huh?
What century are you from? Mastermind must have been using these to monitor the network. An alter ego. You may well be right about that.
What?
But there's no point in thinking about it now. You're right. This thing. There's nothing showing up on this one. Huh? Hey, look! Next to that TV. Isn't that a TV antenna?
How about that?
It is! It's just like the one my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas. Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we could watch TV? Huh? Did someone say TV?
You know?
Well, Saturday morning Hina's here. Are you talking to me?
Okay.
Anyway, if we can watch TV, let's do it. Come on.
You know?
You're all starved for info from the outside world, huh? Alright, let me work my magic and you'll be quantum leaping your way to TV land before you know it. I don't know why I have to always, before you know it. Yeah. It's like a freaking tick or something. Yeah. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about?
You know? Huh?
Oh! I hate it when they repeat shit. What's wrong? Good news for all you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got the TV working. Really? Now all we gotta do is switch it on.
What?
Then do it. Friggin' idiot, Mastermind. Oh, you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world.
What the heck?
And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time. They really thought they could get away with it?
Huh?
Dude, is he just like crouching the entire time? Huh? This is... It's the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it?
What the heck?
Huh? That's weird.
Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
That's really weird. You're weird. Weird in every way possible. And not just weird. Super weird.
But
this TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So how is it showing the camera feed?
Well...
Did you try changing the channel? Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try. Hiro went through each channel one by one. But on every channel, it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center.
what the heck?
What the heck? Is it... Is it broken or something?
Could it be?
No, there must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup. A trick? What kind of trick? Dude, when I first saw this, I was like... Oh, what? Too bad you'll never see my first reaction.
Actually,
I'm not sure, but... Huh? Huh? What? Huh?
what?
Been a while, you friggin' bastards. Monokuma? How? You're supposed to be dead. Me dead? Don't be frickin' stupid.
What?
Hey, you're acting kind of strange. Something seems different.
Of course.
Of course I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. That's why I think behind that Monokuma door are more Monokumas. Because in the last episode, we did, minus Makoto, everybody dismantled Monokuma. So I think there's multiple Monokumas just in case students do rebel. Not even. It's been like a half a day at most. How are you alive again? Oh yeah, that's it. The look on your faces right now is sublime. That's what I wanted to see. The moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you pretended to be dead all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear. I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna laugh now.
Well now.
And that's that.
Shing!
Well, it's almost time to cut off your past, so full of hope, and begin to despair at the future ahead of you. I want you all to have way more fun in this killing game. You can't be serious. We have to keep going? No, we were supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here?
Unbelievable.
How do you not get it? There is no getting out of here. And besides,
Yep.
this life isn't all bad, you know? I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. Are you serious? This place is the worst. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair?
Well now.
Woo! I'm pooped from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get to the point now. The point?
Hey.
You guys really struck gold with when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
What?
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
What the heck?
But I connected the antenna, so why is it just showing us the surveillance feed? Look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you all about it. That TV is absolutely without a doubt displaying the signal coming in on the antenna.
Huh?
But what does that mean? It's displaying the signal, but it's just us standing here.
Unbelievable.
You're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you.
Thrills,
This
chills,
killing game is being
kills.
broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. See, I don't believe that. I don't believe it's being broadcasted to the entire world. But the dark web, I absolutely believe. What?
Extreme.
This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. It doesn't matter how many times he says it, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I'd understand the deeper meaning. What? Broadcast live? To the entire world? What kind of bad joke is this?
But that's...
It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow?
Oh,
The camera feed is being broadcast? No way, that's impossible.
Phew.
That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system, you know that? All you need is one weird trick that I found, and hijacking the airwaves is easy mode. Are you being serious right now?
Of course.
I heard a kind of creaking, but the sound was coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind had begun to creak and groan.
Hey,
Everything has a meaning, you know? All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries, even me luring you here right now. Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience, to show them true despair like they'd never seen it before. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment.
What are you saying?
You're lying. If this was on TV, the police and everyone else would be going crazy. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
actually.
What if they already did? Huh?
Yes, indeed.
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who would actually come here to help? Don't you think that's possible? I don't really know personally, though, so whatever.
This can't be.
But to take control of all communications like that, you'd need an astronomical amount of resources. Yep. So how could things have come this far? Well, that's a secret. There's something you all need to do first, remember? What?
Of course.
Yeah, duh. There's the little business of
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Dude, what the fuck? I hate it when soda caps don't go on straight. Huh? Class trial? Do you mean...
It's the Monokuma file!
I'll leave the next Monokuma file right here. Everyone give it all you've got, okay?
Heart-pounding
Okay,
excitement.
things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible, the truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment? And how is he still alive?
I'm sick.
I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. Sorry, I'm so spitty right now. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mikuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mikuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There is no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Quiet.
Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we'd better begin. But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer...
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no.
Huh?
But you said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There is a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how this game works, after all. Well, I'd better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time without a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The lower half of the body still didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? I think that's it for the body, yeah. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this... It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife looks really familiar. Wait, is this... That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because... When they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko's the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Are we not going to talk about how the hair is brown? Like, are we not going to talk about that? These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinkler should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place... I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4?
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course. There were precisely 5. Yeah, right? Huh? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But
I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
what?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized, in other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? No! I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside is totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and?
For serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then, I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
So in other
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words.
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words.
So, the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. See, aren't those boots the same ones Kyoko wears, or am I wrong about that? Apparently, the wound has stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helps me remember it a lot better, too. So, thank you, too. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true, was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear now.
Basically, Byakuya took her key. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial. Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, and in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I think if I remember correctly, it's the dojo. Or maybe not. There are wooden lockers here. I don't see anything. Okay. I don't remember what room it is. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
And they found a bomb on the Monokuma body. And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragment I found in the garden... Okay. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. I hate when they don't, like, transport us to the area we need to go. It is a very annoying thing. Very annoying indeed. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Oh, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... and it's open. Oops, I pulled out the earbud. Looks like it. Thanks. So, this is Kyoko's room. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly
But if it is a
possible.
key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I better not look inside.
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. And she gave us a letter, and she said that if something ever happened to her, that was when we opened it. I'm sure I have it somewhere. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope. I don't know why I keep wanting to say elevator. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets?
What?
That's all that was there. That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like under the sheets. What could it be? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class number 78, student registry. Makuro Ikusaba?
I see.
It appears to be a Makuro... It appears to be Makuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. Yeah, he's mad. She stole the key and this paper. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, Makuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier. Is Kyoko really Kyoko, or is she Makuro Ikusaba? I'm thinking this is actually Kyoko. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Finir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's nonfiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Finir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Finir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Finir has already...
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you.
What?
What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
What?
Uh-oh, you found her profile? So what if we did?
Hey!
Don't freak out on me.
now.
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, she who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Omnivorous? Omnivorous? Omnivorous. I'm so sorry that I omnivorous. Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course!
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that.
Hey!
When you all first got together in the main hall way back when, there were 15 people there, right? God, it's so crazy, like, seeing everybody together again. Like, it just seems so long ago. And there's so, like, there's some of them we barely got to know. Like, we barely knew Sayaka, we barely knew Leon or Junko, because they all died, like, what, in the first chapter? First 2 chapters? Was Junko... Did she die in the first chapter? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying
In other words...
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16? Then...
Mukuro, the 16th,
Yep, she
the one
says
who
this again. We've seen that like 7 times.
You good?
Yeah?
Did you hear that?
No.
Must be tripping.
What did you
I
hear?
thought I heard somebody yelling.
I mean, he was yelling.
Maybe that was it? No, it definitely sounded like somebody was straight up yelling.
I mean, I'm narrating.
Nah, it was like...
Do we want to look outside?
It ain't my fucking problem. Anything that I don't gotta get involved in, I don't gotta get involved in. You want me to get these cats out?
They're fine.
Alright. Oh, I already know you're gonna be a shitter. You're coming with me. Let's go see if there's something going on.
I don't know what that was. He heard something. I don't think it was anything. She's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense?
Well, now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri. So, I'm gonna share a little secret with you. Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. So that just, it's not Kyoko. The corpse isn't Kyoko. Yeah. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand... The tattoo... So maybe... I still think Kyoko is like a super soldier or something like that. She might be from the same program as this woman here. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such
God
ignorance.
must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Makuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Makuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Makuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Makuro is related to the case?
It's certainly
Perhaps she's
possible.
the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her a part of the school killing game. Makuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come up to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear.
Makuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Makuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other words...
Makuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Makuro isn't the culprit. What if Kyoko? No? I thought maybe for a second Kyoko may be controlling Monokuma now that Makuro's out of the picture, and she gave us that hint herself. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Makuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Makuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
Let's go.
Well, are you coming? There are wooden lockers here. They use wood block keys, blah blah blah. Looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right? Yes!
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made out of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in a victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Finir. Finir? You mean the mercenary group that Makuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Finir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it to you. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times. Isn't that kind of extreme? Finir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Finir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are a part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Finir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Finir comes from, right? That's right. It said Finir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Finir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Finir? Could that mean?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. And that is where I am going to save us. And we have audio this time. Go me. I did it. So it's definitely not Kyoko who's dead. It's Makuro. And I have a feeling Kyoko probably killed her. But there may be a loophole. I have no idea. But that'll be it. I don't have much to say. My theories are always thrown out the window at the end of the trials because it's like they throw a curveball at us. And I definitely feel like Kyoko's a big part of this trial though, because she's been such a focus. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll just have to find out in the next episode. So until then, thank you so much for watching. This was Late Night Gaming. If you like this video and you want to see more, you click that subscribe button. And while you're down there, you can leave a like and a comment. Especially a comment. I love getting comments. Comment! Damn it. Please. Also, a link to the playlist is down below in the description. So if this is the first video of the series that you're seeing of mine, and you're like, wow, this was so fun. I love the voices that she does. I love how much she gets into it. Blah, 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 blah. You can... I'm sorry that sounded so dismissive. I'm like seriously appreciative for anyone that just watches my videos. But if you want to go watch the first video and start at the beginning, you can go down to that playlist. Okay? Okay. But I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.